Today we're going to explore the origins of one of rock and roll's coolest guitars. The player is Kurt Cobain. The guitar in question is his left-handed Fender Stratocaster with the Vandalism sticker. This guitar has remained a mystery years after the end of Nirvana. Considering how famous this guitar is, I'd like to dig into it and clear up some misunderstandings. Let's begin. The Fender Stratocaster, also known as the Strat, debuted in 1954. It was designed by Leo Fender, Bill Carson, George Fullerton, and Freddie Tavares of the Fender Musical Instruments Corporation. The retail price for a new Strat in 1954 was around $250 with a tremolo, which is around $2,500 today. The Stratocaster has become synonymous with the electric guitar, and Fender has never stopped producing them. The Strat differed from Fender's first electric guitar, the Telecaster, also known as the Broadcaster, which was a single cutaway guitar with two pickups and a hardtail bridge, meaning that there was no tremolo, aka whammy bar. The Stratocaster also took elements from Fender's Precision Bass, which has a double cutaway design. The Stratocaster was aimed at competing with more high-end instruments, particularly the Gibson Les Paul, which was introduced in 1952. The double cutaway, elongated horns, and contoured body were all designed for better balance and comfort while playing the guitar standing. The three pickup design offered players increased versatility and choice in tone quality over earlier one and two pickup electric guitars. Though the pickup selector switch was a three-way, meaning you could only choose to play one pickup at a time, as Fender didn't officially make the five-way selector switch a stock feature until 1977, which means it took them over 20 years to respond to what guitar players were doing. Good grief. Fender also included a vibrato arm integrated into the bridge, which marked a significant design improvement over other vibrato systems, such as those manufactured by Bigsby. All of these design elements were popularized and later became an industry standard due to the success of the Stratocaster. The Stratocaster initially became popular among rock and roll players in the 1950s, and over the years pretty much every other type of guitar player, from funk to blues, metal, surf, pop, punk, and even country musicians have used the Fender Stratocaster as their weapon of choice. In the early 1980s, Fender began producing guitars in Japan in partnership with a company called FujiGen in Matsumoto, Nagano, and Kurt's Strat is said to be Japanese.
Konichiwa!
Did someone say wah?
The black Vandalism Strat is the most recognizable Strat Kurt played. But what exactly is it? What are the specs? When did he first use it? When did he destroy it? And where is it now? That's what we're going to talk about today. Many believe that the guitar is not a Fender, but a Fernandes Strat copy because they've seen a bunch of photos with the guitar having a Fernandes neck. Because of course, Kurt Cobain was not known for being gentle on his guitars. Here's some evidence of that. According to Nirvana's guitar tech Earnie Bailey, the guitar is actually a Fender Stratocaster made in Japan, so we can clear that up. Kurt has also said that he favored Japanese Strats because, quote, they're a bit cheaper and have smaller frets. It should be noted that both Fender and Fernandes Japanese guitars were both manufactured by FujiGen, possibly even in the same factory, which has definitely added to the confusion over the years. Understandably. According to Equipboard and KurtzGuitarsNow.com, the Strat is a 1991 Japanese model with a serial number starting with the letter K, though neither site gives the rest of the serial number or a photo of the serial number. Frustrating. Other sites, including KurtzEquipment.com and NirvanaFancom.com, say that the serial number is I006414, which according to SeattleGuitarStore.com makes it either a 1989 or 1990 model from Japan. So we're within a 3-year range if you want to include the K serial number possibility. The original neck is said to be maple with a rosewood fretboard, which is what Kurt used almost exclusively on his Fenders, and that looks to be the case from all the photos I've seen, including with the replacement necks, which we'll talk about in a bit. The body wood is up for debate. Traditionally, The Fender Stratocaster is made of either ash or alder, but some Japanese Strats in the late 80s and early 90s were made of mahogany. I haven't read anything conclusive on the bodywood or heard a quote from someone in the know, so the bodywood is still up for debate. Take a look at the part of his guitar where you can see the wood. If you can tell by looking at this photo what the bodywood is, comment below. The first recorded sighting of the Vandalism Strat dates back to June 10th, 1991 at the Gothic Theater in Inglewood, Colorado, so we know he acquired the guitar sometime before that show. Prior to the Vandalism Strat, Kurt was playing a white Strat with a black humbucker in the bridge set at an angle. That's the guitar he's playing when he's upside down. He was also playing another black Strat at that show at the Commodore in March of '91, but with a white pickguard and the humbucker set at an angle. You might think that this is an early version of the Vandalism Strat, but check this out. Nirvana was recording most of Nevermind from May to June of '91, so Kurt may have used Vandalism Strat on the album, but that's not been confirmed. Though he did use this other black Strat with a white pickguard and a humbucker that, from this photo, looks like it was at an angle like on his white Strat. This Strat was smashed in the studio because, according to their producer Butch Vig, quote, "One that was tough was lithium. We tried in vain to track one afternoon and it just didn't feel right." And that's when Kurt went crazy after the third or fourth take, and they launched into the bonus track on Nevermind, Endless Nameless. It just came out of the blue. And I've never seen so much rage and frustration coming out of someone. You could literally almost see Kurt's vocal cords coming out of his throat, he was screaming so hard. Then he smashed his left-handed guitar, which ended the session for the day. So they're probably two different guitars that happen to be black Fender Stratocasters with humbuckers. Unless he decided to swap the pickguard and tone controls and reposition the humbucker, but that doesn't seem likely. Plus he smashed the guitar, so... A lot of people think that Kurt removed the stock single coil bridge pickup and added a Seymour Duncan JB humbucker. The reason why some people speculate that it's not a JB in the Vandalism Strat is if you look at how the pole pieces don't line up with the strings the way that they do with the other pickups. And that's because, according to some on the internet, it's actually a neck pickup in the bridge position. Most likely a Seymour Duncan 59. You see, they don't make a neck version of the JB. So if it was a JB, the strings and pole pieces should align. Now you might think that the alignment issue is because the guitar had been smashed beyond repair. However, if you look at a photo of the Strat from the Reading Festival in '91, you can see that the alignment is already off, so it's probably not damage related. There are videos on YouTube of people demoing a Vandalism Strat replica with both the JB and the 59, so you can listen and decide for yourself. If you watch the Paramount and Paradiso shows, there are enough clean guitar parts to compare. Since the first photos available of the Strat on June 10th show the Strat having a black humbucker in the bridge, it must have been added very soon after he got it or came from the factory like that. Though, it would have probably not had a Seymour Duncan humbucker if it came straight from the factory in Japan in the late 80s or early 90s. The Vandalism Strat gets its name from the bumper sticker that Kurt put on it before the Roxy show on August 15th, 1991. The sticker reads, "Vandalism, beautiful as a rock in a cop's face." It comes from a band called Feeders, and it came with their album Teachers in Space. It has been suggested online that the Strat had a transparent pickguard and not a black one. This photo is often used to show that. However, if you look closely, the sticker is not under the pickguard, but on top of it. Also, here's a photo of a Strat with a transparent guard, and notice how you can see the electronics and wires underneath. That's how you know that Kurt's pickguard was black and not transparent. Now let's look at a timeline of Nirvana shows and appearances featuring the Vandalism Strat so we can see the changes to the neck and the addition of the sticker over time. So where is Vandy now? As you've just seen, the guitar was smashed into retirement on December 7, 1991 in France. At some point, Earnie Bailey put it back together and added a new Fender neck, and it now lives at the Nirvana exhibit in the EMP Museum in Seattle. So if you want to make the pilgrimage, you can see it, or what's left of it, in person. Now you know the history of one of rock and roll's coolest guitars. I just want to say that while all of us Nirvana fans are sad that Kurt's gone, we should be grateful that the rest of Nirvana, not her, but the others are still alive. God bless us everyone, and have a great day. Thanks for watching this nonsense. Please like and subscribe.